Hey guys, welcome back. So today for you guys, I have a very sick Darkhawk Legion list, which is just fantastic right now in the Infinite Conquest. If you guys want to push for the Infinite Conquest, I really suggest trying out this deck. It's not only really good, but it's also fantastic. It is so good. It's been performing so well. But yeah, just before we get into it, please, if you guys love the content, please leave a like and subscribe. It helps me out a bunch. Most of you guys watching are not even subscribed to the channel. So yeah, just subscribe, click on the button down below, and let's get into it. So the whole idea of this deck, okay, and why it's one of the deck I love the most, it's because it's once again a deck that has so many different ways of reacting to what your opponent is playing, right? So we have cards such as Killmonger, Shang-Chi, Enchantress, and Legion, right? All cards that are, and Doctor Doom as well. Doctor Doom is just fantastic to go in those lockdown lanes right now in the meta. So all these tech cards are really fantastic because you just well, in Conquest, they're really good in Conquest because if you have like a bad luck with RNG with, let's say, Legion, well, then you just retreat, and then in another game you'll find a location that's going to help you with your Legion play, right? So the whole idea of this deck is do not show your Legion unless you have a way to pull a lot of Qs from your opponent. Okay, so that's why Legion is so really freaking fantastic in this list. So yeah, I'll jump into like a breakdown of every single card, but mainly the idea of the deck is to obviously have your win condition with Darkhawk and Darkhawk Rock Slide with Zabu. This is how you put a lot of power on the board that you can do on turn 6. You could play both, but you also have your Shang-Chi Enchantress to like play around your opponent, right? So it's like a mix of Sarah control, but instead of Sarah, it's more like a Legion Doctor Doom finisher. So yeah, really fantastic deck. Jump to the gameplay if you guys don't want to go over the breakdown. Look for timestamps down below. But yeah, let's get into the cards breakdown. So Korg is our only one cost card in this deck, and it's really good because obviously it shuffles a rock into your opponent's deck, which is really good for disruption, but it works also really well with Darkhawk. So Darkhawk gets more power for each card you have in your opponent's deck. So obviously Korg is going to add a rock in your opponent's deck, which is going to make, which is going to buff our Darkhawk, which is our main win condition. So Korg is really good. We have disruption and we have buff from Darkhawk with it. But yeah, next up, Zabu. Zabu is fantastic because we have so many different forecasts in our deck. We have Darkhawk, we have Shang-Chi, we have Rock Slide, we have Iron Lad. So we have so many different possibilities that Zabu offers with him being on the board, right? So if you have your Zabu, well then obviously on turn 3 you could play 4 cost because we only have one 3 cost, which is our Killmonger. But then if you have Zabu on 2, you could play Rock Slide on turn 3. You could play probably Iron Lad on turn 3. You could play your Darkhawk if you know your opponent doesn't have a Shang-Chi or an Enchantress. You could also play your Shang-Chi or Enchantress yourself if there's a good reason. But mostly I like to keep those for answering to your opponent. But like in Conquest, all of these cards are just much better, right? So for example, if you play on the ladder, your Enchantress, you're never going to play her on turn 3 because you don't know what your opponent has, and you don't want to play your Enchantress on turn 3, and then on turn 6, he drops a Devil Dino, and then you don't have any answer, right? But in Conquest, if he knows he doesn't have any big ongoing cards, well, then you can drop your Enchantress as a 3/5 on turn 3, which is really good. 3/5 is a Polaris stat line with no downside. Okay, so yeah, Enchantress can be really good on turn 3. You could also play, if you know you don't have any good Shang-Chi targets, you could Shang-Chi on Monster Island on turn 3 and stuff like that. All of that because of Zabu. Also on turn 5 is a weird turn for player who plays Zabu, but here you could like play one of your 4 costs, and you could play your Jeff as well. So yeah, you have some possibilities, right? So Jeff is really good because of the meta. Everyone's playing lockdown, so Jeff is really good to fit in those different spots right now. And it's also really good because Jeff works really well with Legion, right? Because the fact that you can play it in the lane and then move it at any time, it's really good because sometimes, let's say you're playing in New York, right? Which adds squirrels everywhere. You want to Legion a New York lane. Well, you could put Jeff in a lane where you want to leave a spot and then play your Legion, then move your Jeff elsewhere to play again in that lane. So there's a lot of interaction with Jeff and Legion that works super well in this deck. Obviously, it's also really good for all those lockdown lists right now that are in the meta, just to counter them completely. We have Jeff and we have Dr. Doom. Jeff can go in the Professor X lane, and the Spider-Man lane, but we also have Dr. Doom that can also go in the Spider-Man lane or the Storm lane, and so yeah, we just have a lot of answers for those lockdown lists. So Killmonger is really good. We mostly use it as a tech card here. We don't have any cards for us to destroy. So Killmonger is really good to destroy all those like Thanos stones, all those really powerful one drops such as like Sunspot, Nebula, Kitty Pryde, all those really powerful one cost. Killmonger's there to destroy them. So yeah, depending on what your opponent is playing, play like Killmonger mostly on turn 6 or whatnot, or play it before the armor drops down if there's an armor. Yeah, so use Killmonger in this deck when you need it. If there really isn't any good target, just don't play Killmonger, play something else, right? Darkhawk. Darkhawk is our main win condition. He gets so strong in this list with Korg and Rockslide, and also there's a lot of times we're gonna be able to add extra cards in your opponent deck by using Legion, right? So let's say there's a Luchagia, while you Legion the Luchagia, which is gonna if you have initiative, make your opponent draw 3 cards for all the cards he play on turn 5 and on turn 6, which is gonna make your Darkhawk basically like the strongest card in the game. So Darkhawk has a lot of synergy with Legion. So yeah, and obviously we have the Rockslide core, which gives him +6. So just a fantastic card. Most of the time, if you're not sure, or like it's the first game you're playing against your opponent, you don't know what he's playing, Darkhawk Rockslide on turn 6 is really good. Or you play a Rockslide on turn 3, and then on turn 6 you Darkhawk and I don't know, Shang-Chi or Enchantress, or you could even Iron Lad and like try to fish for Dr. Doom. So Shang-Chi's there in almost every freaking deck. Shang-Chi's there to destroy any big cards that the opponent may have. Just a super flexible card, super good card. Yeah, I don't have much to add about Shang-Chi. Shang-Chi is also... Oh yeah, well I guess Shang-Chi gets the buff from Zabu. It's a 3/3, so you can play it with Enchantress or with another 4 cost on turn 6, which is also really good if you're playing against sometimes like a destroy list where there's like a... Not a destroy list, sorry, armor list, a list that has armor. Well, you could like Enchantress and Shang-Chi that lane, and no one sees that one coming because it takes 2 tech cards. Enchantress, kind of like Shang-Chi, but like I mentioned earlier, you could drop her on turn 3 for like a 3/5 talent line, which is really good if your opponent doesn't have any good ongoings to shut down, right? Yeah, I love Enchantress. I love Shang-Chi in this deck. I think this deck is just freaking fantastic because we have Zabu that just... We have so many 4 costs and we have Zabu. So I guess all these cards get so much value from Zabu. Yeah, Rockslide once again works really well with Darkhawk. It's also really good for disruption. So if you have Rockslide, you can drop it on 3. It's also really good because it doesn't get Shang-Chi, it doesn't get Enchantress. So it's like another 3/5 stat lines that gives 2 rocks to your opponent. So a lot of disruption, which sometimes can just make you win games. So yeah, Rockslide is really good. Iron Lad is freaking fantastic because there's only good pulls in this deck, right? If it hits Korg, it's great. If it hits Zabu, it's great. If it hits Jeff, it's great. If it hits Killmonger, it can be great depending on the context, right? But you know what's in your deck. If it hits Darkhawk, man, that's so much power. Shang-Chi is great. Enchantress is great. Rockslide is great. Legion can be great. Dr. Doom can be great, right? So, or Dr. Doom is always great. So you have so many good pulls, and you know what's in your deck, right? So since you know what's in your deck, you can really check, okay, well, like 5 out of 6 pulls are really freaking good, and then it's a 3/6 with Zabu, obviously. So a 3/6 that adds a amazing effect, right? So yeah, Iron Lad is just fantastic. I love that card so much. Legion, like I mentioned, Legion is what makes this deck so freaking cool and so freaking good. Turn 5 is an awkward turn for all Zabu decks, like I mentioned earlier. But now you can play Legion on 5. Don't play Legion if you don't have to, right? If you have another play, You have like a 3 cost or a 4 cost that costs 3, and you have your Jeff. Like, play that on turn 5 if you don't have any good location to switch to Legion. Try to keep it for a surprise factor and go for a 4 cubes or an 8 cube. Right, Legion by itself can make you win a game, but if your opponent knows you have a Legion, that's when it's a little bit less consistent. So Legion, big surprise card. Okay, remember that, guys. Surprise card. Okay, in Conquest, it's all about the surprise. Doctor Doom. Doctor Doom's freaking fantastic to go in those lockdown lanes, Spider-Man lanes, Storm lanes, just spreading a bunch of power everywhere, just threatening a cast roll so your opponent has to play everywhere. Doctor Doom is just really, really good. And now is actually quite surprising. When Doctor Doom drops, it's actually a surprise to a lot of players. They don't expect it, and you could get some easy Qs. And finally, we have Chavez. Chavez is there because it makes our deck really more consistent. I guess it's really rare you play your Chavez because you have so many options. You have your Doctor Doom. You have your just any combo of 2 4 costs. You have like a 4 cost, a 2 cost. You have maybe your Killmonger and then a 4 cost as well. So you have so many different things to do. But if you need some just vertical power on turn 6, it's still 9 power on turn 6 that you're 100% sure to have. Plus, it adds the consistency to your deck. So Chavez is also really, really good in this deck. So this is going to be it. We're going to jump into an Infinity Conquest. And yeah, I hope I can give you a good highlight of this deck. And I'll see you guys there. Okay, let's jump into an Infinity Conquest to show you guys that this deck can actually win in Infinity Conquest. So let's get it. So for those who voted in the poll, I actually got the Infinity border for the Phoenix Force Black Panther. So yeah, tell me down below which avatar I should upgrade next. All right. We're playing against Justin. Okay, we have our Zabu in hand, which is really good. Especially since we have Enchantress and Darkhawk. We're going to stay in this game because we have no information and we don't have a terrible starting hand. So he's playing a Thanos list and has a Mind Stone in hand. Oh, shit. Well, shit. Sabu would have been fantastic here. We could have played Rock Slide on 3 and then like a Darkhawk or whatnot on 4. But he discarded his Shang-Chi, but we don't really have any big 9-power cards. Interesting. He's playing his Time Stone on turn 2. Oh, God. Maybe we could Legion somehow. Or we just retreat. I mean, without giving any information. Okay, we're going to play Korg. Well, we have Killmonger, right? So we could kill those stones. So he plays a Psylocke on 3. So now he could play his Professor X. Do we try to like snipe his Professor X here? If we play Enchantress. We could play Enchantress here. If he plays Professor X, we're going to destroy the Soul Stone and the ongoing from Professor X. But should we just instead try to win it? If he plays Professor X, Rockstar's going to be at 4. Professor is going to be at 2. Rockstar's going to be at 3, right? So if he plays Professor X here, Professor X is going to be at 2. So he's going to have 2 power. We're going to have 3, right? So I think this is a little bit better. Ooh, so he plays Devil Dino. So we are gonna Enchantress here. Enchantress is just more power than Shang-Chi.
Friendly neighborhood Spider-Man here.
This is not bad now, is it? Because we can't just Doom here, and we threaten to win Death Domain. And here he has to play, but he's probably not going to play more than... he's probably going to play like 4 or 5 power, right? So now we're going to win. We're going to adding 3, right? Because of a sewer system. So we're going to be at 11. So is he going to add 6 or 7? I don't think so. I think we're going to maybe in a good position here. Okay. We're going to take the first game here.
Victory.
So I guess this matchup, we just got to make sure we don't get screwed over by the Professor X. So when he plays his Time Stone on 3 or his Psylocke on 3, get ready for turn 4. Where he's probably going to drop his Professor X or a Devil Dino. But Devil Dino's fine because we have Enchantress and Shang-Chi to deal with it. So Space Stone. Okay. He needs to draw. We have a Hellfire Club here. We don't really have any cards that are going to cost 1, even when playing Zabu. We just have Korg, so Hellfire Club is not too bad for us. But for him, he can't really play stones. So we can keep Killmonger and Darkhawk for the last turn. So perhaps, well, actually, we need to keep our Enchantress. I guess we don't have a choice. We're gonna play our Darkhawk, and then we have to play Enchantress and Killmonger on the final turn. So he snapped once more. We're going to stay in game once again. Wave. Interesting. So I guess I play... I think the Legion is not too bad here because he won't be able to play any stones. So his hand is going to be filled. And if he doesn't play his stone, he's not going to draw more cards. And if he doesn't draw more card, our Darkhawk is more powerful. So I think that is the play here. I'm interested to see what he's going to play. He's playing Galactus. Okay. If we can get our Shang-Chi, it's here. It's not too bad. Ooh. Okay, so I guess so. Killmonger is not going to be useful at all because he's not going to play any of his 1 costs. So I guess Rock Slide here is pretty good. Or we could go for Enchantress. I guess we'll go for Rock Slide because if he plays... Well, if he plays... We're going to Shang-Chi anyway, right? So I guess we have to Enchantress. If he plays his... Oh, he could play Spider-Man now. Yeah, we might be screwed here. He could play Spider-Man. He could play Professor X, so maybe Enchantress saves us from Professor X. Yeah.
Spider-Man here.
Spider-Man destroys us. Okay.
Escaped.
So I think we haven't revealed our Shang-Chi as of yet. So he's going to play Devil Dino here, so we need our Enchantress. We could play our Darkhawk, though, in Onslaught Citadel. I guess we kind of hope it pulls our Darkhawk. That's not great. Pulls out his death. Okay. Rough. This is good for our Darkhawk, though. And we have Shang-Chi. So we could win middle here and then win here with the Darkhawk. But if he has his Devil Dino, it's going to be tough to win in Onslaught Citadel. Well, it's going to be a big Darkhawk. So I guess we play our Darkhawk now. He hasn't revealed any Shang-Chi as of yet. Because I think we're going to have to keep the Killmonger. Or the Shang-Chi, right? Oh, wait a minute. If we Darkhawk and then we Legion here, we're going to have a big Darkhawk middle. And I don't even think we're going to have to Shang-Chi here. But right now, he has one extra energy, so he could play his Professor X. But he could play middle or left. So I guess we're surrendering in left. Okay. So I guess we Legion here, and then we probably Doctor Doom next turn. So he can't Galactus anymore. That's good. He could Spider-Man, but we have Doctor Doom. He goes for the snap, which is interesting. Definitely interesting. Is that a Shang-Chi? Okay, so he has Shang-Chi. So I guess we Shang-Chi here. He's probably going to fight for Subterranea. Are we taking the gamble? He probably has a lot of rocks, right? Maybe. Okay, we're trying it. Yep. We also have a Shang-Chi, dude. Let's go. Let's go.
Victory.
So we did draw a single rock.
Opponent snap.
Okay, so he snaps. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 games in the bank. So I guess I'm fine with that. He has Mind Stone, so he always snaps when he has Mind Stone on turn 1. Interesting. So we don't want to play Killmonger now. We could really use a Zabu here. Okay, Jeff goes in Crimson Cosmos. Okay, if we Iron Lad, we have the possibility of getting Zabu, Korg, Jeff, Enchantress, Rockslide, which are all great. We could Iron Lad in Hellfire Club just in case it hits Enchantress. So he already played 4 stones. Okay, that's for the death. So he's at. Okay. Is he gonna play He wants to play Galactus here. So we have a lot of options here, right? We could Legion here, and then everything would cost a lot less. So we could like Shang-Chi on the last turn, and then play our Killmonger as well. If we get our Enchantress, that would be fantastic. So Legion is fine here. Because he's already playing his stones for free, right? So even if we put a Hellfire Club, the stones cost 0 now, so it won't help. Atlantis, does Atlantis help? Because he could be playing his Galactus here, right? We could just go for Doom. Is Doom the safest play? No, let's go for a Legion. Let's try it out. Is that Galactus? Oh my god. And I misplayed actually. Like if he played Galactus and I wanted to play Doom, I need to play Doom on the right, or play my Darkhawk on the right. There's nothing I could do because he had initiative basically. Okay, so he has a Shang-Chi. Let's not forget that. But he needs to keep initiative if we want a Shang-Chi. But then there's Spider-Man next turn, right? So he's still gonna have 5 cards in his deck if he doesn't draw. So Darkhawk is not too bad. And that's Spider-Man.
Friendly neighborhood
Okay.
Spider-Man here.
I mean, he can play Death. He can play anything. So we're not gonna bother here.
Escaped.
So I definitely misplayed because I didn't know he had initiative. So that was my fault. I forgot to check. We're gonna play Cork here just to have a turn 2 play. Soulstone. Interesting. Uh-oh. Big house is bad. I guess we're going to play here, and then next turn we're going to have to Darkhawk middle. So he can't Galactus right, at least. So that's good. So we could Darkhawk or Iron Lad or Enchantress, right? Enchantress adds 7. Iron Lad could hit Doom, could hit Killmonger, could hit Zabu, could hit Jeff. I think we go for Enchantress here. We have Shang-Chi to deal with the Devil Dino. I think we should win this lane if we play Enchantress. So we kind of win middle, right? Because he can't really add anything else. So we don't want a Legion. We do not want to Legion, but we can. Iron Lad. Or we could Darkhawk Rock Slide. I guess Rock Slide would be better to play first because he has a Shang-Chi. And but we have initiative, so he can't really Galactus here. Did he just play his Time Stone? Yeah. Please steal initiative. Okay. Because Darkhawk is risky because we have initiative, so he could play his Shang-Chi. So we could go for Iron Lad and Jeff, right? Is that the play? What could he play? He could play Devil Dino. He has 7 cards in hand. So that's like a 3. And then plus 7 times 2. So that's 17. He would be at 22. Here we're adding 13, 16. So we lose to Devil Dino. Okay. But we could go for one of these. But he knows we have Darkhawk. If he's good, he's going to play his Shang-Chi. We're going to lose. But if he's bad, he's going to play his Devil Dino. And we're getting 16 power. So we're going to be at 23. And we should win here. Right? And we Jeff here. But if he plays Shang-Chi, he's at 8. He's at 8. He's going to play maybe a stone here. I think we tried the Darkhawk, actually. Is he playing his Shang-Chi?
I am inevitable.
Yep. We should have played Jeff left. That's a really good play on his end. Really good play. I forgot about the Jeff moving. Okay. All right. Okay, we have to play Korg. We're going to play it right. We're just not going to play in Exchange Academy because it's going to move anyway. So at least we can decide where we're going to play him. Plays the Power Stone. Okay. Oh, wow. I think we might want 2 Zabus or... Let's go for 2. Yeah. Do we want 2 Zabus? I'm just scared of on turn 5 the other Zabu going middle. So I think it's safer to play it right. So he's going to have on turn 3 he has 5 energy now. Wow. Okay. So he has the possibility of playing Professor X now. We could Black Cat. I'm really scared of Professor X here. That would be 8, right? 8 here. But if we put Black Cat, then we could Jeff here on the next turn.
Friendly neighborhood Spider-Man here.
Okay. I mean, do we just Jeff? Or do we rock slide? We could rock slide. Yeah, let's rock slide just to add a little bit more disruption. Doom's not great here. Because I'm scared of him playing. If I Legion here, if he doesn't play his Killmonger, it's good for us. But if he does, it's bad for us, right? Let's hope he's not playing it now. He's playing Devil Dino. Okay. So I guess we kind of win. He has 8 cards in deck. So Shang-Chi's going to destroy the Dino. Darkhawk is also, so they're both going to go here. So we win left. And then Shang-Chi should destroy the Dino. And we have a big Darkhawk here. Yep, I'm confident with this play, I think. Yeah, but is our Devil Dino big enough? Yes, sir. All right. So this has been, I think, a great showcase of the deck. We have so much flexibility with Legion, as you've seen in this game, in this round. We have so many different answers to all of our opponent's card with Devil Dino, with Enchantress, Shang-Chi. We also have the Killmonger, we have Jeff, we have Doctor Doom. So a lot of cards to do everything, and all those lockdown decks are actually being countered by this Legion deck. So yeah, anyway, I really hope you guys enjoy. I think this deck is fantastic. I'm confident it can bring you to beat the Infinite Conquest. I'm probably going to play it all day. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. And make sure to subscribe, like, join Discord, all of these stuff. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.